So what is success? Excuse me. What is success?
Well, I think it's a personal. Like, you think it's personal with each person?
Success is personal. Yeah, absolutely. I believe 100%. Success is personal. So when we ask people to establish goals, what we're doing is we're saying, okay, this is what you want in this place at this time, right? That's what a goal is. It gives you something to aim at so you go in the right direction. So for each person, that's different. So right now, if you said to me, Russ, I've got a goal for you, and I want you to run like crazy at it. Like, all right, cool. What is it? You're like, I want you to make $50,000 a year. Say what? 50,000 more? No. I want you to aim at $50,000. I don't think so, Tim. Why would I want to do that? That is not what I want. That's not. Add a zero to it. Now we're talking, right? I want to make $500,000 a year. So for me, success is a lot bigger number than it can be for other people. So for some people that are at here, $50,000 here would be like, wow, that's a huge step in the right direction. For me, I'm standing here going, 50,000, oh my gosh, oh, that's going the wrong way. So it's really important that we understand this goal, whatever this is yours. 100% yours. You are in your place in life. You are experiencing the result, like we talked about before, because of the things that you've done, the activities you've done, because of the way you thought, and because of your past programming. We talked about changing that so you can get a different result. If you want 50 grand a year and that's perfect for you, awesome. 100% own it, love it, live it, right? So what we'll say is, here's your end result that we're trying to achieve, your goal. So in the American culture, the wonderful American culture we live in, we will say, I am here right now, I want to be there, so what is the success? The success is I'm here and I'm going that direction, right? So here I am, that's a success, right? That's a success, right? That's a success, right? Is that a success?
No.
Yes.
Oh, it is, but you're going backwards.
If you learn from it, but I'm going backwards, right? But if I go backwards and I learn from it, is it a success? It certainly can be, right? So a lot of people have this fear of failure. So there's people who have fear of failure. There's also people who have fear of success. So I've kind of built this mantra into my life. I call it F cubed because it just looks fancy, right? This could be like on the periodic table of stuff, right? Elements, periodic table of elements. F3, yeah. Yeah. You're like glad he didn't name it something else, right? So there's a university in Findlay, Ohio called University of Findlay, and when they were actually naming it, when it became university status, they were going to call it Findlay University. And then they realized that on the front of all their shirts would say FU. They said, no, we can't do that. They actually, true story, they actually started with Findlay University, and they actually had to change the name to University of Findlay, so their motto wasn't FU. Okay? True story. I knew people that lived there, Findlay, Ohio. Look it up, Google it. It's funny. So it's called University of Findlay for a reason. Okay, so F3 is fail forward faster, right? I call it fail forward faster. So what happens is, as we're moving forward, there's going to be times when we fail. It's going to happen. It's part of the game. There are times when you're going to trip. No matter how great you are at running, eventually you're going to trip. It's part of the game. So do you stop running because I'm scared of tripping? No, I don't stop running because I'm scared of tripping. I just know it's part of the game, and every once in a while it happens. Normally it's going to happen when I run the Best Damn Race, or I run the Miles for Moffitt race, or I run the Gasparilla race. Particularly if you're doing the shorter distance, like a 5K, we'll have 10,000 runners all lined up, right? And all of them are delusional, thinking they're faster than what they really are. So I line up with the 7-minute mile guys, and there's people that don't really know what a 7-minute mile actually is, and you're running them over, and they're tripping over each other, and there's people, you're passing people all over the place. It's just a maelstrom. It's like trying to do 100 miles an hour through a traffic jam. It's just a mess, right? But I know when I get into that race, there's going to be trips, and there's going to be people bumping, and there's people hitting elbows. It's just part of the game. So am I going to stop doing that? No, I'm going to get in there, do it. If I hit the ground, big deal, no big deal. Pick myself up, dust myself off, and move on. So we want to start thinking is, if I'm going to make mistakes, and I've got a certain amount of mistakes I can make every year, my goal is to make sure I make as many of them as fast as I can. So I want to get them out of the way, right? So when I was like 37, I'm like, I'm going to make every mistake that's possible by the time I'm 40. So when I'm 40, I can live mistake-free from there on out. Youthful optimism. So then I turned 40 and I realized, well, not only am I still screwing stuff up and making mistakes, like picking on people on the board, which I shouldn't have done probably, and I apologize. But it's true with a lot of the people I know. But not only do I continue making mistakes, but I'm making bigger mistakes. I'm making really a lot bigger mistakes that affect a lot more people. And I'm like, does that stop me? No. It's like, okay, made a mistake. Don't do that again. And then move forward. And I don't make the same mistake over and over and over, thank God. But I'm amazed at my capacity to make new mistakes. Amazed by it. At some point, I hope I will get it out of my system, but I don't think that's going to happen. So what happens is we got to be ready to fail forward faster, make a mistake, get out there and send out a value piece of crap. Nobody likes it. Or you offend everybody. You're like, I thought that was funny. Well, I thought that was hilarious, but there's probably 10 people right now that want to kill me because I picked on somebody, right? Sometimes it happens. It's just part of the game. But you got to be willing to put yourself out there and make a mistake. Send out a value piece. Try something. Try a different way of calling. Try a different way of communicating. Sometimes it's going to work. Sometimes it's not. But don't be ever afraid to fail. Be afraid to fail and not learn something. Be afraid to fail at the same thing over and over and over and over and never learn anything. Right? Now's the time to make mistakes and learn from it. So reality is, the American tradition is, success is, I'm taking a step forward, I'm taking a step forward, I'm taking a step forward. I'm always making progress forward. Nah, it doesn't work like that. Some days are better than others. Here's what true success really looks like. And this is the reality, and everybody that's successful will say the same thing. True success looks more like this. Yeah. I'm going at it like, whoa, crash, burn, go, go, fire. Oh, that worked out great. Crash, burn, that's a... And you just keep making it and going and going and going and going, left, right, left, right, left, right. And then you get there and you're like, oh, that's not really what I wanted, and you have to move it. Because that happens too. It's like, this is what I really, really want. And now I have that and I'm like, but now I really want this. So what happens is, when we get to the point where we achieve the goal, we move the goalpost. It'd be like being a football team and you're running down the field and you're like, right there's a goal line. The guy reaches out and the goal line goes, and it moves forward. You're like, oh, come on, really? And they go, and that's the way life really is. So we get to that point where, like, if I could just make $100,000 a year, I'd be thrilled, perfect. And then I make my first $100,000 in a year and I go, wait a minute. If I could make $100,000 in a year, I should aim for $300,000 in a year. You're like, ooh, now and I get there and I'm like, if I can make $300 in a year, maybe I should go for $500. Start heading towards that. And when I get to $500, I'm going to say, now I'm at $500. Well, I wonder if I can make $500 and do it without working, right? Well, if I can make $500 and not have to work, then I can have free time to do all the other stuff. This is a really great goal, right? So where I'm at now is, I want to make $500,000 a year and not work. How do you do that? Well, it may sound crazy to somebody that's trying to get to 50,000, but to me, I'm thinking, well, this seems like a real good idea. Okay, I'm thinking royalties, I'm thinking passive income, I'm thinking rental streams, I'm thinking having other people flipping, doing the work, and you just mastermind a thing, and then when you get to the point where autopilot and you step away and let it run by itself and get paid residuals, talking franchise fees, all those things, I'm thinking, how can I make money without work? So my brain's going different, but this path is never a straight line.